to the cup and puts it home.
It was the designed isolation drive for Porter. You didn't see anybody move from Liberty. It was just Porter go.
Well, before the break, Kennesaw State's Ricardo Wright picked up his second foul. He remains in the game, and Cottle is back in after a decent breather. Cottle against Matheny. Give it space, take, make. Tough. Kick to Cottle, Matheny tumbled, stepping back. The two untrue. Volleyballed loose and won by the Owls.
This is what they do. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in CUSA.
Oh, Woolley showing the shake. Holding that pivot, needs help.
It's pretty good defense from Cleveland.
Cottle, contested three!
Povich drives, pump fake, got a man in the air, couldn't convert. A little help came over and got a piece of that one. Cottle quickly the other way. No whistle, and they're going to count it.
Yeah.
Chimunga, suddenly he's turned into the go-to guy on the offensive end, but that one's swatted.
Yeah, good help coming over by Lou for the block.
He'll kick it out. Cottle lines it up, knocks it down. The three ball goes. Now Bostic drives into traffic. Get it to Chimunga. That one's taken away.
Yeah, that's should have went.
Oh, Cottle, the crossover up the window. Gets it to go.
So dangerous.
Johnny Jackson has it now. Driving, scooping, no. Rims off the rebound once again to Lou. He's having a great ball game on the glass. Rebound of the night.
Yeah, on the glass, and you just got a block a couple possessions ago. Hit a couple threes.
Cottle, three ball. That goes down. Simeon Cottle.
This year in Conference USA, but preparing them to jump. Right, A-Sun to and that's a big jump coming to Conference USA. He had him ready, recruiting and playing. Just a great job so far by Antoine Petway.
I mean, we saw two teams last year make that jump in Liberty and Jacksonville State. I'm going to say it. Kennesaw State has made the transition look a little bit defenses. Showing a little more firepower than maybe we've seen at times. Certainly, you go back to that last meeting where Kennesaw State scored 49. Already surpassed that with more than 11 minutes to go. Cottle, top of the key, trying to answer, and he does. Boy, the smooth. Woolley with it on the wing. Spot up three on the way. Looked good out of his hand. Bounces on the rim a couple of times with the offensive rebound for the Owls. Jamil Miller couldn't connect, but they'll get another opportunity. Woolley in traffic. Gets it to Miller. Now he's stuck. Cottle with 8 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper is silky smooth.
In the midst of the
point lead for Kennesaw State, just over 8 to play. Now New Mexico State 10 of 20 from the free throw line. Blue, hard drive right into the chest of Carpenter. Now kicks it out. Woolley take his turn. Kicks to the corner. Cottle three. This kid is feeling it.
At this moment of the day, way under their normal averages. There's a reverse layup try. Won't go for Pierre. Here's Cottle running the floor, and he'll lay it over on the shot clock. Jerron Pierre. No good from long range. And here comes Cotton up the floor. Cottle stops. Gets it back from Gordon. And he makes it 1. Has totally rewritten his personal record book. Gamecocks, meanwhile, one of their last 7 in field goals. Long-range tray. Oh, my.
Left side, launching the three. Off the mark. Batted around. In transition, they get it to Cottle. Takes it to the rim. Collision. Puts it in. Count the basket and the foul. Now Cleveland will attack. Left side. He throws one up. It's off the mark.
Interesting how much Cleveland was hesitant there to just go to the rack. Nobody was picking up the ball in transition.
Here's Cottle for 3. Got it. Simeon Cottle from down. Cleveland will have one more. Misses that time. Here's Wright. Cottle, fall away in the lane. Got it to go! Another
will tell you otherwise in this first half, but they're aggressive, they're on the ball, they're sending two, they're making guys pass. It's just the rotations, because Liberty's such a good passing team that they end up fouling late in the clock.
shot clock is off. Woolley with McKay on him.
Then this middle ball screen at some point.
6 to 4. Now to the corner here. Cottle launches the three, hits a big shot.
Foul less. Keep playing strong defensively, but you got to figure out a way to foul less. As Aquino misses good footwork down there, but not able to connect.
And he was good early. And called his name much in that latter part of that first half. And again, another quick three. Another shot! And Kennesaw.
And I could tell he gives off that vibe towards his guys, and that's what's showing early in this second half. They're ready to play. They're ready to play for him.
They're ready to play for that conference championship as well. And we just got to be in Huntsville. That's all that matters. Cottle launches the three. Got another one.
Oh, yeah. To get a spark plug from him off the bench like he's provided all year.
Well, that's who he is, right? And as the team high in scoring in conference play during this win streak, 13.7 points per game during this 6-game streak for Peter.
10 on the clock here.
Cottle with 5. Cottle, a runner in the lane, got it to go. Everything seems to. They had a signal by one of the officials that it was on Woolley. 7-point game, miss from the free throw line.
Look at the ball handling.
Oh, another big shot there from Cottle. Comes up empty. Minute 23 to go.
Look at the ball handling.
Woolley down to the corner, Hurd. Time ticking down. 3-point advantage here for Kennesaw. Cottle pulls up and shot on the rim and drops in.
This game wasn't fast enough between these two teams, and
I'm not ready to get out there. The pace these two teams play, I'd be gassed in about 5 seconds. Nobody wants to see that. Cottle, 3-ball. Left hand. Ooh, very nearly for Kittens. Cottle does not have numbers and does not care.
smaller lineup, as great as they've been defensively, but this is where Kennesaw needs to get back to attacking without Solishum in there.
This is where Cole Williams also slides into a front court role.
He's been great at it tonight, for the record.
Yep, absolutely. Tough three, doesn't matter. Simeon Cottle.
Jason Hooten was telling us about the family of the Chimangas. Emmanuel 7 foot, Nate 6'10".
Yes, and 2 or 3 brothers coming after them that are also pretty good, pretty tall in height.
So after the Gordon foul, couple of free throws, KSU the basketball for their first time. Cottle launches the three here in his second year. And a star at Tarleton State, began his coaching career there with the great Lon Reisman. Reisman, of course, able to find Dennis Rodman at Southeastern Oklahoma State, and Hooten was telling us about his stories with Rodman.
Oh, I bet he has some.
You know, that's the first time as Cottle pulls up and knocks it down for the offensive rebound for the Aggies, Robert Carpenter. Hooten says when Carpenter gets rebounds, we can get going. Brick three by Cook. Aggies still without a field goal. Here come the Owls. Cottle with his third make.
All the way in traffic, off the glass, the kiss for 2.
Lou, hard pass to Miller. Cottle's turn from the free throw line. Bottoms. Quick inbounds to Cottle, who's wide open and sinks it. Other side, Devin Barnes looks to answer in his homecoming out of Shiloh High School in Snellville, Georgia. El Paso native. 3-0 Kennesaw State leads on the Lou three. Cottle looks for back-to-back threes, and there it is. Kennesaw State on a quick 6-0.
A good execution there. That was just a fast break. And you always have Kalu just following and trailing, and he gets nothing but lobs and alley hoops to the basket.
And Cottle hits on the mid-range from the baseline. Heb slings it over. Trey Horton demagnetized out of the cylinder. Miller following the rebound. The athletic freshman with 2 dunks early on, including one you'll see on SportsCenter tonight. Cottle nails it. Simeon Cottle with a little. The pass hits the spin. Cottle 3. Off to the left. Gordon in one hand crashes in for the board. Coach, I told you that Myers may not get the ball back here.
You stated it.
Cottle and one.
From the free throw line. Bearcats have forced 5 turnovers so far and converted those into 9 points, helping them to this 8-point lead. Here's Cottle, deep 3 right sideline.
Consequence, as you play tight on defense, you're going to end up fouling like that occasionally.
There's Woolley with a crossover bounce, shoots it out to Cottle for 3, and that's good. Come up the right side all by himself. Poked out of his hands by Hurd. Picked up by Woolley. Woolley has to turn away. Cottle on the drive. Contact from Boykin and Ranji Gordon for the Owls. Adrian Woolley beats Cottle from the right elbow. The runner is good. Simeon. Here comes Hoofter. Hoofter for 3. Left side is no good. Rebound cleared out of there by Miller. Owls have a chance to tie with a 3-ball. Lou out high. Will try and drive on Ford. Hoofter tried to help out. Lou keeps the ball. Cottle's got it now near the sideline. 10 to shoot. Now down to 6. Cottle, 3-ball.
Wow.
Good, and we are tied. He's got 4 fouls. He's the only real size they've got. 72-70. 4:10 left here in this one. Here's Lou against Sacco. Looks like he may have traveled, lost something there. Ball comes back outside. Cottle for 3, and the lead.
Well, it was a tackle, and Bacho broke right through it and got to the rim.
A deep deuce is in the air and off the back iron by Miller. Rebounded by Woolley as it bounces deep. The follow-up 3 is from the corner.
He's a 34% shooter, but we've been sitting here in these same seats watching him when he's hit 5, maybe 6 in a ball game. If he can get himself going and find the open shot, he could be a difference maker for the Bulldogs.
Hurd takes a return pass, gets rid of it. This is Cottle, guarded by Green. Cottle calling out a play as he retreats. 7 on the shot clock. Cottle fakes right, dribbles left, goes back right. Tripped up, arches it up, and scores. An acrobatic
way. That's why you got to go to the wing and then get the inbounds. That time, the pass too far outside.
A second or 2 delay would have served Bacho and the passer. 5 minutes to play. Quick release by Cottle. Oh! For an open teammate. Woolley takes the return pass, lets it fire, in and out, rebound deep, controlled by Kennesaw State. Woolley's going to out to Cottle. He'll take it. He's got it.
Side open.
But that little triangle play with just a couple of options has been so effective. Newman's 3 misses. He's had a couple of them in the first half. This is Cottle again. Gordon, 1 dribble, hands it off. 2-ball up, 2-ball in.
How about that pass by Cooper to keep it inbounds?
Bacho has it stripped. Bacho thought he was going to be there for the layup, and the next thing he knew, Sherman had the ball. Cottle pulls up, shoots over Bacho. Got it. Tough shot.
They've made 11 of 17 free throws. Their makes 11 is 1 more than Tech's attempts at 10.
Louisiana Tech will have to regroup on Saturday. Jacksonville State will be here for a 3 o'clock Central Time start. It'll be on the air here.
Keep up with the game if you can keep up with the ball. Sometimes you might lose sight of your man, but if you keep up with the ball, you know what's going on.
Sherman, after the foul, saves it for the Owls. It was Buford off the mark with a 3. Cottle, step back, strings it. For help with the time, running up with 1 sneaker. Counter wide open, in and out. Gordon has it.
Again, this is an opportunity for good job there. Good pass.
Cottle and 1.
as I was stating earlier.
Counter, how did he hit that?
Now that looked like a foul right there, but here you go. Counter, he's feeling it right now, and that was a tough shot. It was good defense, but a better shot, ladies and gentlemen.
Cottle, long three, in there. Simeon Cottle.
He was patient and poised against that zone. You had a two-guard front, and he just stood in the pocket and waited for the shot, and it dropped. Again, you'd like to see some movement inside that paint by the Owls.
Simeon Cottle's moving on. Buford jabs right, dribbles left, off the iron. Sherman finds Cottle, and Cottle hits the up and under.
Well, that's what I was just talking about earlier. You got
to for MTSU. Cottle, top of the key. Kansas, Simeon Cottle. It's going into this matchup tonight, Jordan. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's next man up for everybody. Ranji Gordon makes his first start for Kennesaw State since the game at Western Kentucky. Owls at home in white, Western Kentucky on the road in red. Hilltoppers have won 3 straight. Cottle. Simeon Cottle looking to break out. Where I think that they thrive. The stats might not say it, but I think the film does. Western Kentucky 6th in the nation in defensive rebounds. Kennesaw State 13th. Cottle looking for a second bucket. There it is. Simeon. The first time since these teams met up, January 11th. Nice shot fake underneath, but left it short. Cada couldn't find the cup as Cottle sprints up the floor. Yeah, obviously need that to break the spell. Can't let Kennesaw State get too big of a lead here in the first. You have to answer. Ooh, Cottle gets the bounce. It's a scoring drought of over 3 minutes and change. Miller looking to inbound. Cottle floats. Chords for Simeon Cottle. Shot clock under 10. Bayless. Baseline. Air mails it. And picked up by Cottle. Cottle, long shot. Sweetness, Simeon Cottle, and double figure. Same guy. He's unfazed. The hard work is paying off again. Good ball movement. Columbia cannot capitalize. Woolley out ahead of Cottle. What a pass, and Cottle finishes. Misses. Lander cleans it up, and the Tops have taken it to a one-possession ball game as Cottle steps into an open look after the contact and bottoms out the runs it in for 2. And that is more of what Western Kentucky needs. They need these easy looks. They need the ones that you can just lay in with no contest. Cottle cashes it in. The fray and chip in some big energy plays. You need some putbacks. You need a couple of steals, maybe some blocks, and turn it the other way. Sherman picks up the McHenry miss. Cottle quickly trailed by Jackson, spins it out to Hurd. Cottle maintains his balance and lays ASU. Franquan Sherman has got to be one of the best role players in Conference USA. Every time he comes off the bench, he makes an impact one way or another. His athleticism, mostly his rebounding and defense, but he can also jump out of the gym, as you saw right there. 8 points, 5 rebounds. Cottle has a new conference. Brewer from short range. Brewer heating up for FIU. He has 16. There he shows off the skill set. The runner, the floater, contested, and Nolan with the offhand. Man, this guy continues to show off. Cottle along 2, nets it. Simeon.
Upward stage. Kicks in the corner this time. Moffmer thinking 3, it's way short. And the rebound plucked out by Jamil Miller, freshman who is the leading rebounder for Kennesaw State and a defensive stopper. We'll see him tonight when Jalen Peter comes into the lineup for Rich McKay, which generally comes around the first media timeout, 16-minute mark or so of the first half. Cottle drives, nice through traffic for 2. Her drives. Hangs, can't hit, another miss. Peter scraps for the rebound, something he told us pregame would be important. Right through traffic. Should have traveled there. Not sure. No call. Cottle is free. Time it gets close. They find an answer somehow.
6 points, 3 of 3 shooting. Owen Aquino tonight. Cottle on the end. Answers for Kennesaw State.
Hold it up.
make him shoot over a big body.
For Derek Hamilton, we talk about him sometimes being viewed as maybe a little bit of a liability on defense for the Miners. He's got 2 early blocks in this one. Good looking step back 3 for Cottle, bullseye. Kennesaw State, Bynum trying to answer with a 3 of his own. Offensive rebound, Hamilton can't get the putback.
Miners are taking some quick shots here the last 2-3 possessions down the floor.
This is a 3-ball from Cottle, and it's true.
The 80% clip.
So the Miners in that scoring drought, but able to come up with just a point. In the corner, it's Miller to Woolley. Now back top of the key, working is Lou. Corner 3 now, bullseye up, puts his head down, puts it up, no. Trying to get the offensive rebound, instead it's Kalu with the offensive rebound. He's unable to convert underneath the basket, and on the other end, here come the Owls. Woolley, now back to Cottle for 3, bang!
Change it up a little bit. Now it looks like they're going to settle back in the half-court defense.
Barnes makes both. Now a 5-point game as we are 90 seconds into this second half. Cottle steps back, gets it now to Miller. Cottle has the advantage there and able to scoot
by 14 with possession. Filipovic was looking for Carpenter in the mid-post. Cottle on the run out, +1 for Simeon Cottle.
Well, I'll say one thing. One of the many things Kennesaw State does well defensively, they don't jump at shot fakes.
Cottle way off balance. Gordon grabs the rebound around Carpenter. Cottle out of the corner, yes! 3-point lead with the catch. Launches it opposite sideline for Sherman. Left it short. Filipovic tips it out. Right to Hurd. Cottle buries a deep tray.
Cooper stopped by Miller, fades, and it pops out the right. Squared away by Andre Weir. We are making back-to-back starts for the Owls. Cottle takes a 3, and there it is. Simeon Cottle back to back. Off the double screen. Wide open look. Abram launches the 3. It's off the heel into the lap of Lou. Raji Gordon in for the Owls, spelling Andre Weir. Cottle maneuvers, floats, and it rolls through. Oh, just good show there with a second. We'll touch on that later in the broadcast with Maria. 2-point lead for Kennesaw State at home. Cottle drives, floats, and drops it in.
The Owls, my X-Factor guy is Weir. He's got to be able to defend, and if he can give you something offensively, that is truly good. And at the same time, for the Bulldogs, I'm looking at number 33, Elkerton.
Simeon Cottle says, up the glass, in and out, collects the miss. 0 for 2. A fight for the rock, and Braden Lou has it for KSU.
I mean, Kennesaw State Owls, that is, they are contesting.
And Simeon Cottle's driving.
Yes. Stated he doesn't hunt down his shots, but he takes the right shots. He was left open, wide open there. Just stepped in and took down the 3.
Just a 28% 3-point shooter.
Doesn't shoot well at all from the perimeter. As you just stated, 28% from the 3 behind the arc. But we know he can distribute that ball.
Cottle over Bacho and off the glass.
We haven't heard. Devin Reed, he is a shooter, ladies and gentlemen. He stands at 6'8", 190 pounds from Jackson, Mississippi, but he is going to put up that 3-point shot.
And Woolley avoids the turnover. That was Newman pestering Cottle. Cottle steps into a long 2. Bottom of the net for Simeon Cottle.
I mean, as we stated earlier, you have 7 of the top, or 6 of the top leading scorers in the top 25 in the conference, so they're putting up some numbers.
Cottle answers.
Rebound.
Knocked away by Woolley into the hands of Wright. Bounces for Woolley. Cottle, heat check. Oh yeah!
My goodness.
Simeon Cottle used to lead the conference in free throws attempted and made. And what was a 10-point lead has been trimmed down to 4 for Kennesaw State. Cottle. Another 3 for Simeon Cottle. Cats trying to extend a 6-0 run. They go down low to Sacco, who misses off the glass.
Sherman out to Cottle. Here come the Owls in the fast break. Cottle hangs and taps it in. Gordon under 10 on the shot clock. Sacco pivoting, and Gordon holds his ground.
Fantastic defense by Ranji Gordon.
Call him the junkyard dog of the defense. Cottle, a high hang.
Great pass by Wilkerson to find the finisher, but once again, starting the second half just like the first. Poor shooting.
And Cottle. Cottle stopped. Jabs around Boykin and a goaltend.
The locker room to this point right now.
He had a stretch where I thought he might shoot it from the parking deck because he wasn't going to miss. Cottle buckets from the corner.
And rebounding. He converts the and one. Good free throw shooter at 70%. And here comes some Hilltoppers pressure. Tied at 3. Woolley and Cottle at the top. Quite a backcourt tandem for the Owls. There's Cottle, and he's on the board.
Yeah, Kennesaw State does.
Tough sledding in the first half for the Owls. 25% shooting. Cottle's 1 for 5 from the field. Let's see if that one goes. It does. The lid is
as well as transition baskets.
Bayless into Cana, blocked away skillfully from behind there by Braden Liu. And Cottle on the run out scores. Enoch Kalambe makes 1 of 2. Quebec native. Numbers for the Owls after Thedford was backpedaling and got tripped up, but he recovers. Here's Cottle. Back to Woolley, familiar tandem. Now to Cottle for 3, yes.
Second make of the afternoon.
Waiting for him inside.
No.
He is going hard to the hoop. Here's Cottle, got free. Corner 3 didn't go down, knocked around. There's Liu. Cottle tries the long deuce, and that one's good.
More second.
State's forte so far this season, but first few minutes you wouldn't be able to tell.
Cottle wide open
down in the paint. They've been superb, it feels like, this year compared to last year's team. I'm super impressed so far.
Almost 100 ranks better as Cottle nails the 3. And
that guy can dial it up from downtown.
Pierre still scoreless, over 20 a game. Cottle intercepts the pass. On the run, Cottle to the cup with the lay-in.
Gamecocks this year, again, just a sophomore. He came in and provided the biggest spark of the day for the Gamecocks.
And an interesting time he came in. Christmas last year, Cottle from the corner with the 3. He's able to break a scoring drought of over 2 minutes for Jack State. Cottle races to the rim and lays it in. It pops out the front. Saved by Hogue with an offensive rebound. Ituka from distance off the heel. Cottle climbs the ladder. Cottle step back. Ka-ching!
That's the second time tonight that Lou's done that.
And now he comes up with a steal. Gordon, right. Back out to Cottle. Oh my! Connects on the second.
Also, Coach Petway leaving Weir in with 4. A little under 9 minutes left to play.
Cottle. And 1 for Simeon Cottle. Now the Owls can control the pace here. Up by 11 with under 6 to go. Shot clock under 10. Cottle, step back. Bingo!
Back screen alley-oop didn't work out for them. Here's their full court press now.
Expect to see a good amount of press here from Bruton Parker today. Starting five for KSU. See the three big freshmen there, Miller, Lou, and Woolley. Cottle takes the three and sinks it.
Nice start, hitting the three ball against that zone defense.
And he comes up with a turnover. Cottle on the fast break. 5 for Cottle right off the bat for
play nastier on defense outside of that. Sanders off the mark with a drive. Put back. Fertile and Joseph won't fall. Woolley bounces. Cottle over contact. Touchdown, extra point, good for Simeon.
Fans, just take your time and work the zone defense and look for your advantages.
Cottle connects with a three.
Again, nice patience.
Loss at San Jose State had 15 rebounds, the most by an Owl this season. And since Valentine's Day last year, Demond Robinson against Jacksonville. Meanwhile, Simeon Cottle with a hot hand. A commendable start here for the Barons.
Yeah, this is their Super Bowl for this season, and they're coming out with a lot of energy and playing well.
Cottle, though, unstoppable. He has 16. Not quite the way you use popcorn buckets, but who says you can't? Owls in white, Barons in black. Cottle. There's the fifth three-pointer for Simeon Cottle. He's got team for Burrows.
Again now, Kennesaw State needs to show a little patience, work the ball around against this zone. Nice dribble drive, but cut off.
Long one. Cottle rings it in.
Cottle had a good game against these guys his freshman year. Today he's having a great game against these guys his junior year.
Out ahead, Simeon racing and laying it in. USA this season. And really, if this was a tighter game, might have a chance at a triple-double. Cottle, there we go. Cottle ties his career high. He's got 20. Opener. Already at 100 with just under 6 to go. Cottle going for the career high. There it is. Simeon Cottle over 30 points.
Cottle into the front court. They get it inside to Weir. Boy, he had a point-blank look at it. The defender fell down. It winds up. Great body control. Terrell Davis, the sophomore, has his first 2 points. Spartan lead is 7. Back-to-back. Yes, indeed. And scores his first field goal. It's just 34% on the season. And the loose ball winds up in the hands of Miller. Owls caught a break there. And an acrobatic shot goes. Three-pointer with 2 seconds left to send it into overtime. Right a straight on three, not even close. Gordon the offensive rebound. Cottle will try again, and he makes the Spartans pay. Cottle pull-up jumper in the lane, good. Big fella just took his time. He's got 7.5, 9 in the game. And with 4 minutes left, the Spartans are in control. Cottle will kick it out to Miller. Cottle gets it back, puts up a three that nearly brought. Well, Spartans' defense has been fantastic here tonight. They have held Kennesaw State to 17 points below their average. Poked away from right. Shot clock at 10. Cottle drives and finishes at the rim with the right.
low for Santa Clara, and he puts the Broncos on the board.
Yeah, we've had a variety of Broncos play well all year, but Christoph Tilley certainly leading the way. Big man in the middle.
This is Cottle knocking down a three in the first half, and the Broncos go back up double digits.
Yeah, we could see it from here. I mean, just the rhythm, the smooth, and a nice follow through there from Adama off the ball.
After a tough screen set by Bray, the
pick and roll.
Ranji Gordon. This is Jamil Miller. Woolley. Cottle. Right to the rack and beats the Broncos. Cam Tung goes right in, misses the layup. Cam lost a little steam on his way up. Cottle accelerating. Wow, what English.
Save those possessions, get an opportunity to get on a fast break.
Woolley on the inbounds to Cottle. His floater ties the ball game. Woolley, foot race to the rim. He missed a dunk. And a loose ball picked up in the corner by McMullen. And stolen from him. Kennesaw State's Cottle for three. Hits a three and gets fouled. Can't get the putback. Cesar Edwards says, I will.
Doing what he does best. Those are 2 second chance opportunities for the Panthers, rewarded with Edwards on the finish.
Cottle drives into the paint.
He brought his three-point baskets from Lexington back to the Convocation Center, knocks down the three. He said, well, you can do, big fella. I can, too.
A three on the other end.
I want them to get too caught up out there, but it's good to see their versatility to be able to do both.
All comes into Cottle and from the right wing. Hamilton. McMullen off the glass, no good. They battle. McMullen gets his own rebound. Stripped of the ball by Miller as he goes back up. And Miller gets rid of it. Woolley on the wing. Very impressive freshman out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a real baller. He's the real deal.
Got to be the best, maybe the best backcourt in the Conference USA with Woolley and Cottle. Ranji Gordon, quick touch off to Cottle, who moves really well without the ball.
Way to end that scoring drought for the Panthers, turning it over 6 times in the last 7 or 8 possessions.
Georgia State with a 4-point lead again. Ranji Gordon finds Cottle. Cottle around Peters, off the window, foot race, the
injury, and come back on offensively for the Panthers.
72-71, Georgia State leading it by a point. Here's Woolley working against Hamilton, leaves it off. And driving up inside, and the floater off the window.
Who come up empty again. Here's Jamil Miller. And Jamil Miller can play every position on the floor. He looked like a center there, but he can obviously stroke. An incredible prospect.
Big stroke. Moment. Didn't make it in time to the scoring table. So here's Cottle. Will work a set here. 9 minutes to go before halftime.
See
Cottle. Oh, a floater. Oh! Do you put that on your tax form? That's what you are, bracketologist? Oh, look out here. Simeon Cottle. Cottle goes up and semi-fly. It's a 3-point game, Rocco.
Thankfully, he had the mask on.
Oh, Gillespie went to jam it. A little awkward as he went up. No basket. Now a chance with a 3 to tie.
And I've noticed about Kennesaw, Rod, is that they closed the half really well yesterday. And
there's the tie. A double-double.
Yeah, it's not the biggest scoring threat usually, but there's been a hole here in the Kennesaw State defense that he's exploited.
Right. Cottle. Simeon Cottle. I guess about Cottle, though, when you're trying to get off the schneid, you sometimes try to force things. He hasn't. This one's a force, and he's on the board.
They've won the league 7 times.
Tournament a couple of times, 2015 and 19. Again, these are mid-major programs, so when they knock off a Power 4, Power 5, they make noise, and they can. And it's a new world in college basketball as Cottle puts it up and splashes it.
Or in a set, Rod, the spacing is good in the half-court set, and the attack mode in the fast break before Kennesaw can get set is elite as well. This is why the Eaters are undefeated.
Early as Simeon Cottle returns to the ball game. The masked man floats one up. Ranji underneath with Bent there, and they try to dribble it out. Send it to the corner. Simeon knocks it down. Herman, Leishton, Che, nice.
Oh, he lost
pick and roll, but he lost it. Couldn't handle that. Woolley waits.
Cottle goes up and the block.
Bettiol against Gordon. Misses the hook. Snared by Miller. The masked man, Simeon Cottle, drives to the baseline. Back over to Cottle, a contested three, and nails it. Simeon Cottle.
Up in the air with the shot fake and the turnaround, as we saw right there.
And that's what Coach Tanner told us. He talked about Hunter Jack Madden. This can be your team this year as a senior with all these new faces. Cottle, a leader for the Owls, cans the third. Lead for Abilene Christian.
Yeah, good execution right there. They got open off that little back screen, and Hubbard was able to turn around for the quick shot.
Cottle with a runner. His Tanner coaching up his defense from the Abilene Christian sideline. The Owls have made 4 of their last 5. Cottle takes to the lane, high, and in there. Nearing 10. Williams, Hobbs, tries to go over Woolley. Off the iron, Sherman collects for the Owls.
Good defensive stop there by the Owls. Look and see if we get a ball screen. What they do here, mismatch.
Cottle takes it himself and has the runner. The Payton's matchup last year, over 50 points for Presbyterian inside the lane. Corner of 3. Off the iron, cleaned up by the freshman Jamil Miller. Andre Weir. Cottle 3. There it is. Simeon Cottle with the tray. Lost the handle. Mincy accelerates and he's blocked by Jamil Miller.
Oh, Jamil Miller says, get that shucks out of here.
Lou on the other end. It's a team 3rd in the nation in tempo entering the week. Cottle for 3, and there it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at Anthony.
Off the ball in the gaps.
Another Presbyterian turnover. That's number 11. Cottle from the corner. Have a game with such a young team. Lots of teaching, and Petway said, I've got to remind myself to be patient at times.
Yes, it's a learning curve, as he stated. It's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight. Maturation is a process. Here's that matchup again.
Cottle, step back. Ho, ho, ho! Simeon! Cottle able to find Gordon in and out. A lid on the rim for Kennesaw State, but the Owls have an offensive rebound. Cottle. Of course! The masked man. Well, it used to be, I was going to say.
Yeah, at the time. Now they're in the ACC.
Yeah, realignment bingo. Good luck keeping up with who's where each year.
Tell me about it.
Cottle quickly to the rack, knocks it in.
I mean, that was about the droves, huh?
Lou, Weir, Woolley, Cottle, and Ramon Seals. So for the starting 5. And Cottle, one of those starters with the soft touch.
Well, I can tell
more on the contributing end.
Yes, Moore is just an athletic wing. He got the backdoor cut. Simeon Cottle lost sight of him, and great pass by the Bauer there to get it to him.
Cottle finds the bounce. Simeon Cottle with a kiss.
Because he is the master of that hook.
Baher's long shot, too strong. Cottle all the way to the block. Adds to the Owls' lead. Moore penetrates and he's blocked by Miller. Cottle out ahead to Woolley. Cottle step back. Swish.
From the elbow, leans in, got it good. Lancers on top, 10-8.
Yeah, Daniels using Braun for the screen. Beautiful floater in the key.
Gordon hands it off to Cottle for 3. And he, was that end game?
End game when he was down in the dumps.
21-18. Lancers on top, Owls with the basketball. 3-pointer is good for.
Gotta be smart. Let's see if Coach Croy goes to his bench here fairly quick.
Cottle takes the inbound pass and sinks the 3-pointer. Woolley the drive and the kick to Lou. He'll take it back out to the wing. Long jumper on the way. That one's no good. Weir comes down with the offensive rebound. Plays it back out to Cottle from the wing. That one is good. Woolley will inbound from the sideline. Into Cottle. Cottle to the corner to Miller. Back out to Woolley. Woolley over to Cottle with Riley's hand in his face and still hit the three. Played into Miller. Right back to Cottle from the wing. He did it again. And Coleman knocks down the second. 74-71. Cottle brings it up the floor for Kennesaw State. Cottle drives and kicks. Out to Sherman. There's Cottle on the far side, right for the Owls bench, and he does it again. So what do we got? 1:21 on the game clock. Lancers up by 5. Owls ball from the baseline into Weir. Hands it off to Wright. Cottle for 3. Of course it's good.
War, and there's everybody gets hurt in that drill.
Miller comes up with a straight steal as he finds Cottle. Simeon Cottle on the run with contact.
Deflections.
Brady Lou's all over it. Cottle's 3. Ka-ching.